Hi everyone, welcome to Smart Semesters Java playlist video number 15. ఈ వీడియోలో మనం లిటరల్స్ అంటే ఏంటో తెలుసుకుందాం. ఫస్ట్ ఫార్మల్ డెఫినేషన్ చూద్దాం. లిటరల్ ఈజ్ ఎ ఫిక్స్డ్ కాన్స్టాంట్ వాల్యూ దట్ ఈస్ డైరెక్ట్లీ రిప్రజెంటెడ్ ఇన్ ద సోర్స్ కోడ్. లిటరల్ అంటే ఏదైనా ఒక కాన్స్టాంట్ వాల్యూ దట్ ఈస్ ఫిక్స్డ్, దాన్ని లిటరల్ అని అంటాము. ఇన్ సింప్లర్ వేస్ లిటరల్ ఏంటి అంటే వాల్యూ విచ్ we assign to variable. For example, here we are assigning 65 to a variable a. So 65 is a literal. We are assigning 75.5 to a variable b. So 75.5 is a literal. We are assigning character a to variable c. So character a is a literal. అయితే based on type of value ఈ లిటరల్స్ అనేవి ఫ్యూ టైప్స్ ఉన్నాయన్నమాట. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్, ఇఫ్ ఇట్ ఈస్ అన్ ఇంటీజర్, దాన్ని ఇంటీజర్ లిటరల్ అని అంటాం. ఇఫ్ ఇట్ ఈస్ ఎ రియల్ నెంబర్ అండ్ వీఆర్ యూజింగ్ ఎఫ్, సో ఇట్ ఈస్ ఎ ఫ్లోట్, దాన్ని ఫ్లోట్ లిటరల్ అని అంటారు. ఇట్ ఈస్ ఎ సింగిల్ క్యారెక్టర్ కాబట్టి దాన్ని క్యారెక్టర్ లిటరల్. అండ్ దెన్ లాస్ట్ వన్, since it is being suffixed by L and the number is too large, it is treated as long literal. ఈ విధంగా based on value the literal type changes. సో సింపుల్గా ఇంటీజర్ ఉన్నప్పుడు మనం దాన్ని ఇంటీజర్ లిటరల్ అని అంటున్నాం. కానీ దిస్ ఇంటీజర్ విల్ గెట్ సఫిక్స్డ్ బై ఫ్యూ టైప్స్ అన్నమాట. బేస్డ్ ఆన్ that integer literal will get converted into some other types of literals. ఇక్కడ మనము క్యాపిటల్ ఎల్, స్మాల్ ఎఫ్ చూస్తున్నాం, వీటిని సఫిక్సెస్ అని అంటాం అన్నమాట. ఇంటీజర్కి ముందు ఫ్యూ క్యారెక్టర్స్ రాస్తే వీఆర్ ప్రిఫిక్సింగ్ ఫ్యూ క్యారెక్టర్స్ టు దిస్ ఇంటీజర్. బేస్డ్ ఆన్ దట్ ఇట్స్ లిటరల్ టైప్ చేంజెస్. అయితే ఏం ప్రిఫిక్స్లో పెట్టచ్చు అంటే ఒక ఇంటీజర్కి 0. If we keep prefix before integer 45 and its value is 0, it becomes octal literal. Octal literal. It is no longer an integer literal. It is known as octal literal. And here we are prefixing 0 small x to an integer. If we prefix 0 small x to an integer, it will become hexadecimal literal. And finally, we are prefixing 0b small b to the few bits 0s and 1s. If we prefix 0b in front of few bits, it will known as binary literal. So in this way, when we prefix few prefixes to the integer, it will become one of the literal type. Either it can be octal, either it can be hexadecimal or binary. Then what's the big use of these literals? In interviews, many companies frame questions based on these types of literals, and chances of getting selected depends on this type of some tricky type of questions. Let's see how these literals will get stored in memory. Octal literal. As I have said, if we prefix any integer with 0, it will be termed as octal literal. What most of the companies will ask in the interviews is they will just print the value of a. If you don't know the concept of literals, you will simply say 45. Of course, it is wrong because we are suffixing 0 to the integer literal. By that, it became the octal literal. Then how this octal literal will get stored in the memory? Let's see. Octal literal stores its value based on the base 8 format. As integers use base 2 format, octal literals use base 8 format. 8, if we represent in the powers of 2, it will be 2 to the power of 3. So now represent each digit of this octal literal in 3 bits. How can we represent 2? Just to use base 2 format to convert it. 2 2s 4, remainder is 0. 2 1s 2, remainder is 0. So we have to write like this: 1 0 0. 4 is represented in 3 bits: 1 0 0. In a similar way, represent 5 in 3 bits: 2 2s 4, remainder is 1. 2 1s 2, remainder is 0. 1 0 1. So we are representing each digit of octoliteral in 3 bits: 1 2 3 4 5 6. 1 2 3 4 5 6. 1 0 0 1 0 1. Remaining bits, fill them with zeros. In this way, octoliteral will get stored in the memory. Now we are trying to print the value of A. What Java does? Now we are trying to print value of A. What Java do? It will convert this binary number into the decimal number. అయితే జావా మనకు ఏ వాల్యూని ప్రింట్ చేసేటప్పుడు దీన్ని డెసిమల్లోకి కన్వర్ట్ చేస్తుంది. ఆ ప్రాసెస్ ఏంటో చూద్దాం. ఫస్ట్, దిస్ ఈస్ ద way I'm explaining you so that you can understand how to convert a binary number into decimal number without any mistakes. ఫస్ట్ ఉన్న బిట్స్ అన్నిటిని అప్పర్ అని ట్రీట్ చేయండి, అండ్ ఇన్ ద లోవర్ యూ జస్ట్ రైట్ 2 ఫర్ ఎవ్రీ బిట్. ఫర్ ఎవ్రీ 2, place index of the every bit. This index of this bit is 0, and index of this bit is 1. Index of this bit is 2. Like that, you just place the index over the 2. Now, the formula to calculate decimal value of these bits is upper into lower. Summation of upper into lower. Upper 1 into lower 2 to the power of 0. Summation plus 0 into 2 to the power of 1 plus upper 1 into lower 2 to the power of 2 plus 0 upper into lower 2 to the power of 3 plus and so on. ఈ విధంగా మనము ఇక్కడి వరకు so on plus 0 into 2 to the power of 7. Now if you evaluate this, the final value will be 37. Now when you try to print value of A, what Java prints is 37. ఈ విధంగా when you prefix 0 to an integer, it will be treated as octoliteral, and when you print the value of A, it prints the octal equivalent of that number and not the exact decimal value. In a similar way, if you prefix 0x to an integer, it will get converted into the hexadecimal literal. And hexadecimal literal uses base 16 format to store the values. And if you represent 16 in the powers of 2, it will be 2 to the power of 4. So now represent each digit of hexadecimal literal in 4 bits. How can we represent 4 in 4 bits? As we know, 1 0 0 will be the 3-bit representation of 4. Just add 0, it will become 4-bit representation. In a similar way, 5 1 0 1, we know it's 3-bit representation, and if you add 0, it will become 4-bit representation, and this is the final value that gets stored in our memory. And you know how to convert bits into the decimal value. If you try to convert, the value which we get is 69. So when you try to print the value of A, it's not 45 that gets printed, it's 69. In a similar way, final prefix to an integer value. If you don't prefix this 0b, this will be treated as a simple integer, but you are prefixing 0b, it will be treated as binary literal. So when you try to print the value of binary literal, it's so simple. For octal and hexadecimal, first we have to convert each digit into the zeros and ones, but binary literal, they already given the zeros and ones. Just place here 1 0 1 0 1 1, how it gets stored in the memory, and then use this formula upper into lower. Then you can see the value which gets printed if you use system.out.print to show the value of a. In this way, many companies use this concept of literals to filter out many candidates. And this is the short table that you can memorize. If you prefix nothing to an integer, it will be treated as integer literal. If you prefix 0 to an integer, it will be treated as octoliteral. And if you prefix 0x, it will be treated as hexadecimal literal. And finally, if you prefix 0b to any decimal, it will be treated as binary literal. In the upcoming video, let's discuss more about two other data types left, char and boolean. Thank you.